Hi, I'm Roger Bindle. I'm with Barb Perkins with Vermont Valley Community Farm, and we've had about 100 families out here just a second ago picking a lot of tomatoes. Tell me a little bit about it. How do you manage to get these people all coordinated and get them out here and communicate with everybody?
Well, these days it's easy. We send an email out to all of our members, which total about 2,500. We let them know that we're having 4 tomato U-picks, and they have the opportunity to sign up for one of them. We post all of the details on our website, and then they email us and they sign up for one of the U-picks.
So the internet is fairly important for you then. Do you need the speed and everything? What else do you use that for then?
We use the internet for getting our information out to our members weekly, telling them today is your vegetable delivery, giving them all the details on events that we're going to be having during the season, keeping them updated on news. We have a weekly news blog post, and so we email our members each week and say, today's your vegetable share pickup, and you can see farm news if you click on this link, and you can get recipes for this week's vegetables if you click on this link. So the internet has become a really critical part of how we communicate with the members on our farm.
So go a little bit through the history. How did you do this, say, 15 years ago?
Well, when this farm started in 1994, there was no internet, there were no cell phones. And when we purchased this farm, it was really important to us to be within local telephone calling radius of Madison, because we knew that's where most of our members were going to be. We put together a paper brochure, and we dropped the brochure off at every place in the city of Madison where we thought interested customers might be. Libraries, restaurants, food co-ops, friendly businesses. And I did a lot of talks to different groups, different philanthropic groups, different community groups to try to get the word out. And then came cell phones, so long distance and local was no longer an issue, and then came the internet, and then came another way to communicate other than the telephone. And we do send news out each week, as I was saying. It used to be a paper newsletter. We would print it, and we would put it in each share box so that each week the members could take their newsletter out and read it. Now that newsletter is posted, and the beautiful thing about posting it is we can include lots and lots and lots of colorful pictures, which people love.
Which actually brings me back to it had to have been expensive. I mean, contrasting today using the internet, you were sending out, postcards? The mailing cost for 2,500 people had to add up.
We were. When it was time for our members to sign up each season, we would get about 6 people together for a day or a day and a half, and we would print, and we would fold, and we would envelope, and we would label, and we would lick, and we would stamp, and we would mail a heap of letters to our members. Inside of it would be a newsletter and a form that they could sign up. And now we type it all up once, and then we send it out to our membership. So it's the exact same information, even formatted similarly, but it goes out.
And I'm guessing one mailing probably is about the cost of what your internet service is for a year.
It just could be, with stamps and envelopes and paper and time, really, really, really added up.
And a little off subject on that part of it, but you said you had about a 1/4 inch of rain this summer, so it's been a little tough summer. I mean, you sure wouldn't tell by how I'm sweating out here today and the humidity, but so how's the year been?
The year has been the probably most weather challenging year we have had since we've been farming. We're fortunate that all 40 acres of our vegetables we have the ability to irrigate, and so during the heat when it was over 100 degrees for 2 weeks, we kept irrigation running around the clock on one field or another. But the interesting part of it all was it wasn't just drought. We've experienced drought before, but it was extreme heat along with it, and plants reacted really differently to the heat. They were trying to stay alive, and they were trying to conserve water, so they were curling up, and they were acting really, really differently. And then they were also doing a lot of respirating, so as fast as we could give them water, they were sweating it out basically to try to keep themselves cool. we'd water an inch and a half, and 2 days later, you'd be hard pressed to know that any water had been on that ground for the last month. It was already dry, parched, and cracked looking. We made our way through it. We kept our crops watered, and we have some really, really beautiful summer crops now.
Well, this is the first time I ever felt like a vegetable, because when you mentioned the sweating and all that, because I sure am. Well, thank you, Barb. As always, it was great seeing you again, and I look forward to seeing you again.
You're welcome, Roger. Happy to answer your questions.
Thanks.